And this is the opening match of freaking Day 1 of Final Hunt 2, where the YouTube Championship of New Gen is on the line, since this is the New Gen part of the show. And we're kicking off, like I said, with the YouTube title match between Jordan Williams, who's the defending champion, and the longest reigning US champion in the AWF ever, since he lost that bout to I believe it was like Marcus Wright or something, I can't remember. And now Jordan is trying to defend this title that he's holding right now against my twin, who somehow was able to make it to the show tonight after getting assaulted by freaking Bret Hart recently on Rumble. Freaking my twin, the Lone Wolf, is hoping to win championship gold all over again. But first he has to beat probably one of the best wrestlers to have ever lived, freaking Jordan Williams. At least in video game form, anyways. And I know for a fact, if it's in the shit that Jordan had to go through to get this belt, I don't think he's going to be giving it up without a fight, which I wouldn't be surprised. Lord knows, I know both these guys really want this belt. Jordan fought his ass off against MVP and his goons to get it. And the Lone Wolf had to go through a couple of hoops to get this opportunity. Both of them are determined to win this championship tonight. And the Lone Wolf is a Grand Slam champion also in the AWF. He held just about every belt there was to hold in that company. And now he's trying to win himself his first title in this company. Which is ironic, it's in the fact that the company literally has the same name as him and he helped start the whole thing. But he's more so been wrestling on freaking the AWF than here. And here comes my twin, the freaking Lone Wolf. Like I said, even after getting beaten up by Bret Hart recently from the behind with a pipe, he is determined to be here and was determined to win this match against Jordan. So this is going to be a battle to decide whose will and determination outshines the other one, or whatever the term is. And I've been looking forward to this show for a while. And I'm sorry it's been taking so long to record this video, by the way. I've been dealing with a lot lately. Hopefully those who watch this video will enjoy it. That would be nice. And I would appreciate people liking and sharing all that stuff on this video when it's done. Lord knows I'm going to need all the support I can get right now because freaking that 7v7 match is happening in a few days from now. And let's get this opening contest underway between these two. Khan able to start between the two of them. Sean's going to be happy about that. Drop kick by Jordan. Kick to the back of the head, Lone Wolf by Jordan. And Lone Wolf with a headlock and a body slam to Jordan. Backbreaker into a neckbreaker by the Lone Wolf. And a drop kick to the back of Jordan. Go behind by the Lone Wolf on Jordan. Belly back suplex by Jordan to my twin. Now Jordan with an armbar. Whips him in the corner. And Lone Wolf with a pair of elbows to the head of Jordan there. Again, what are he trying to go for there? Another collar elbow tie between the two. And these two know each other pretty well. They wrestled each other before in the AWF. Go behind. And flips him over, does the Lone Wolf. And a drop kick to the back of Jordan after a pair of boot stomps to him. Another drop kick by the Lone Wolf. Whips him in the ropes. And Jordan reverses what the Lone Wolf tried to go for there with a pair of knees to the face. And another drop kick by Jordan that time. Another kick to the head of the Lone Wolf by Jordan Williams. And now the Lone Wolf whipping Jordan in the corner. And he blocks a kick there. Dragon screw by Jordan. Jumping leg drop there. Spinning leg drop there. And headlock by Jordan. Hurricane to the Lone Wolf by Jordan. Collar elbow tap again. These two, like I said, these two are even when it comes to how they wrestle in the ring. Armbar by Jordan. Arm drag there. And now Jordan with a headlock on the Lone Wolf. Who just slams his face first into the ring. Springboard by the Lone Wolf and he nails it. Jumping elbow drop by my twin there. And one off with an armbar and an arm drag on Jordan. And Jordan just shoves him off. Clothesline by my twin there, knocking down Jordan. And an elbow drop. And now picking up Jordan is my twin. Go behind by my twin there. Misses a clothesline. Leaping knee by Jordan, which barely got him there. Twisting neck breaker by Jordan there. Now Jordan with a Hurricane Rana on my twin. And my twin just shows him off. Kick to midsection, and a chop, and just a pair of punches, and a drop kick by my twin there to Jordan. Another punch to the head, and Jordan just responds with a kick to the dome. Another spinning leg drop there. My twin with a go behind on Jordan, and a drop kick to the back of Jordan there. And now my twin with a headlock on Jordan. And now my twin has Jordan up for his patented JTS to Jordan. Going for a cover is my twin. 1, 2, and Jordan kicks out. And now Jordan whipping my twin into the corner. My twin whipping Jordan in the opposite corner. Backflip by Jordan, dodging over my twin trying to go for there. Misses the clothesline, does my twin. Running clothesline by Jordan. Now Jordan with an RKO to my twin. Going for a cover. 1. Only a 1 count. What the frick? Now Jordan with a headlock on my twin. Russian leg sweep. And now my twin going for a cover. 1. Only a 1 count. Heel kick there by Jordan to my twin. Now Jordan with a springboard, which he mostly missed. And now my twin telling Jordan to get up. And he's setting up for the Styles Clash, which he won with the AWF title with. And he nails it. Going for cover. 1, 2, and my twin is the new YouTube champion of New Gen. My twin freaking will not be denied winning this title. And my twin is a champion again in wrestling. Holy freaking Christ. And after that bullshit with Bret Hart, I am freaking happy for him about that. Jordan fought his ass off in this match, and what a way to open up the show. But my twin is holding a title once again. Freaking holy crap. And I am freaking happy as heck for him. That's for damn sure. And the next match is Lucario, the AOT2 champion, will be defending his title tomorrow on day 2, or whenever the freaking I upload that video, and this one, after I edit it all together. Lucario will be defending his New Gen Hardcore title against Optimus Prime. Holy freaking Christ. And I'm looking forward to see who wins it between them. And this is the Hardcore Championship match of the New Gen Hardcore Championship between the AOT2 champion Lucario, who's also Hardcore champion of this roster, and Optimus Mother freaking Prime. Lucario has already made a pretty crazy freaking first impression. The fact he just showed up, won a freaking #1 contender hardcore title battle royal, and then he went on to beat Eli Manning when he had the said match that freaking he won the opportunity to have, and he won the freaking hardcore title in his first singles match on the show. Yeah, Lucario don't fuck around, and he's been freaking a terror since he first showed up here. And like I said, he's also the freaking AOT2 champion. And he'll be defending that title against my twin the next night on day 2 over on AOT2's side of things. So both of them are freaking gonna be, we can probably put on one hell of a banging main event match. And meanwhile, they have freaking, my twin is in the back somewhere probably celebrating his title win. He was happy as heck when he left the ringside area. And Lucario has to defend his newly won Hardcore Championship against a freaking Transformer, who was a former tag team champion back in the day in the Mag Nation, by the way. And outside of that, Optimus really hasn't done like anything in his career that I know of. But now Optimus is trying to win his first singles championship, which would be freaking dope if he manages to pull that off. Like I said, back in the Mag Nation, he only ever won like the hardcore title when he was teaming with Sephiroth Prime. Other than that, Prime never really did anything in his wrestling career. He tried to take down the Unwashed at one point, but that went nowhere. He tried to form a group called the Autobots, and they, unsurprisingly, got their asses handed to him back in the day. So now Prime is trying to go in at it alone as a singles guy again. And like I said, he wants to win this championships really freaking badly, because it will be his first singles championship ever if he manages to pull that off. Plus, this is the biggest match in his career in quite some time. So, he doesn't want to be another Doomfist, that's for sure. And let's get this freaking hardcore title Extreme Rules match underway. And Prime immediately on the offensive, just with his clubbing shots to Lucario. And a freaking body slam to Lucario by Optimus Prime there. Now Prime will go behind Lucario. Whips him into a clothesline there. And a leg drop. Another shot down. Lucario with a drop kick to Optimus. And not picking him up. And now Lucario with the freaking rapid strikes and a drop kick again by Lucario. And now Prime whipping Lucario into the corner. And tried to go for a boot, but Lucario blocked it. Just shoves him off. And nailed him with that elbow drop. And now Optimus with a headlock takeover to Lucario. Optimus with a go behind on Lucario. Lucario reverses and a kick to the back of the leg. Misses the clothesline to Lucario. Bulldog by Optimus Prime. And a headlock by Optimus. Suplex by Optimus there to Lucario. And now Optimus with an armbar on Lucario. What the fig was that? I've never seen somebody do that before in my life that I know of. And now Optimus with just more punches and a boot to the midsection there. And now Prime tried to go for something, but Lucario reversed it into a DDT. And Lucario with a go behind on Optimus, it just flips him over there. And now Optimus just punching the shit out of Lucario's head. And now Optimus going to the outside. And Optimus going for the first weapon of the match. Oh god, he's tried to go for a ladder, but Lucario stopped him. He misses a clothesline to Optimus because Lucario is one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. And freaking Lucario with a neckbreaker to Optimus on the outside. And Lucario with a shoulder tackle to Optimus there, knocking him down. And Optimus sending Lucario into the corner post. And now Lucario is just backing away from Optimus. He tried to go for a weapon, but Optimus stopped him there. He kicked him midsection. And Optimus blocking that punch there. Headlock. And just throws him across the freaking floor. Oh god, Optimus just a straight punch to the dome and Lucario just knocking him out there. Whipped him back into, well, tried to go for whip him back in the ring, but he sent him in the corner instead. And Lucario reversed it in a shot to the lower back of Prime. And a bulldog by Lucario, Optimus. And Optimus just a pair of punches there, and that one dazed Lucario. Whips him back in the ring. And now Optimus telling Lucario to get back up. And now Optimus trying to go for the freaking jackknife powerbomb. Going for cover is Optimus. 1, 2, and Optimus Prime is the new hardcore champion. Freaking shockingly. We didn't even get to see any weapons. Optimus just beat the crap out of Lucario, which is kind of shocking, all things considered. But considering how Lucario debuted and everything. Optimus is the new hardcore champion. Freaking Christ almighty. And Optimus finally holding a singles championship for the first time in his career. Somewhere Sephiroth is probably happy about that for his old tag team partner. And the next match is the 6-person elimination chamber match for the US championship. And Dion Richards, I wish you luck, freaking dude, with that. That's all I have to say. And I'm happy for Optimus, and it sucks for Lucario. But like I said, he still has his AT2 title, so either way. And this is the 6-man elimination chamber match for the U.S. Championship. And apparently somehow we're in Switzerland because there's that guy that keeps fucking with a thing in the corner. It's apparently still somewhere in the back. And the first one to come up for this elimination chamber match is the current U.S. champion, Dion freaking Richards. It was a tough task ahead of him to defend this title against these 5 other guys in this match, being DDP, Eli Manning, DJ, Carnage, and freaking Bobby Lashley, of all people. Still cannot believe some of the people that we have on this roster. And Dion has to somehow manage to beat all 5 of those guys in order to retain his title. And Dion's a former YouTube champion. But he pretty much, after he lost that belt to MVP, he was like, screw that crap. And freaking Eli Manning is a former hardcore champion. And he's still mad about not being able to get the opportunity to have that title back. But at the same time, he's probably gotten over it since he's in this match. But who knows. And Carnage is a former hardcore champion too. And not just this company, but also in TAW. Shout out to Josh, by the way. And DDP and Bobby Lashley's resume speak for themselves. If you don't know who they are, freaking at this point, just look up their freaking... look them up on Wikipedia or some crap, I don't know. And DJ, well, he's just a John Cena wannabe. That's all I'm going to say about him. He hasn't really done anything since he first showed up here. And here comes a former hardcore champion, Eli Mother effing Manning, and a former Super Bowl winner with the Giants back in the day. And I'm pretty sure at this point he's probably long since retired from the NFL, probably. Since I don't think he does football anymore, which, you know, I'm not surprised because after a while, thinking he wasn't doing the greatest. In fact, he was doing complete total ass. But now Manning is trying to win his second ever singles title, his first being hardcore title. And if he somehow manages to win this match, I'm going to be freaking amazed. Because I have all the people in this match, Manning will be the last person I ever expect to win this match. And here comes a former U.S. champion and a former ECW and WWE, TNA. God knows what else. Freaking Bobby Lashley. And he's one half the current AEW Tag Team Champions. Ironically, with Shelton Benjamin. And I only say ironically because him and Shelton... Well, Shelton has issues with MVP here. But him and Bobby, as far as I know, are cool. I don't know. And Bobby, last match he was in, he lost to Jordan Williams because he was MVP's chosen opponent for Jordan in order for Jordan to get an opportunity at the YouTube title a while back. And Jordan managed to pull out the win against Bobby Lashley. And then he went on to beat MVP for the YouTube title, which he, you know, just lost earlier in the show to my twin. So now MVP's trying, Bobby Lashley, sorry, is trying to win him this match and win his first championship in this company. Because that's what freaking Bobby Lashley likes to do. He likes to hurt people and he likes to win titles and make a lot of money. Lord knows his contract is freaking expensive from what I've been told. And here comes a legend in the business, DD freaking P, Diamond Dallas Page. And this dude freaking... Hard to believe he went from being a manager to a wrestler in his old age and became one of the freaking biggest names in WCW back in the day. He's a freaking legend. And we don't talk about that weird ass gimmick he had when he came to WWE. We don't talk about that crap. I'm just hoping that DDP kind of wins this match. He's kind of my pick. And here comes the John Cena wannabe. But I'd rather take DJ over the actual John Cena because John Cena's a freaking dick. Freaking DJ. Who had a brief freaking rivalry with his old tag team partner, Ricky Roller, a while back. And now the two of them seem to be pretty much just avoiding each other at this point. Look at that wide shot of the arena, though. This place is packed for this show tonight. And it's going to be like that for the rest of this time. DJ, I don't know how the hell you keep doing that with you have, but either way. I know from what I've been told, all 5 nights have been sold out for this show. As yes, this show is that big, that's 5 freaking nights! Freaking crazy, man. This is the biggest show of the year. So I'm not surprised that freaking we would get the biggest arena. And the biggest crowd. And here comes the last participant in this match. Freaking Carnage. And from what I've been told, Carnage and Venom have been having some issues with Doomfist as of late. And that's why Carnage is trying to win the single title. I don't know what the heck is the reason why they're having issues with Doomfist, but I guess it's probably because Doomfist has been ignoring them and he's been more focused on freaking Nate and Austin Hale since he joined the group, and he hasn't even been around for that long. Meanwhile, Carnage and Venom have been there with Doomfist practically since they formed the group known as Talon. I don't know. Hopefully they'll be able to work out their issues at some point. Hopefully. This Carnage with weird glass or whatever the hell that stuff is. I don't know if it's wine or, God forbid, if it's freaking blood or what. I don't know. It's still just weird either way. This Carnage is one of the freakiest mother effers in this company. And he scares the shiznits out of me sometimes, man. Creepy bastard. And let's get this match underway. And we are starting off with the horses of this freaking match. With Bobby Lashley and Dion freaking fighting each other to start this whole thing off. And Dion's kind of at a disadvantage if he wants to retain his title. And so is Bobby Lashley if he wants to win this. But like I said, these two are the freaking horses of the freaking match. And the strength of Dion with that suplex, just lifting Lashley up like that. And now Dion with a freaking shoulder tackle to Bobby Lashley. And Dion whipping freaking Lashley in the corner. Misses the clothesline as Lashley moved out of the way. Boss Man Slam or Black Hole Slam, whichever one you want to call it. There by freaking Dion. And another one to Lashley. Weird accent or whatever the hell that was there. And another one. And now we have the third participant in this Elimination Chamber match coming in. And Lashley just poked Dion in the eyes. What a dick. And a shot to the back of Lashley. And here comes DDP. I picked him in this match, personally. Belly to back suplex by Bobby Lashley to Dion. Kicks some ass, DDP. And DDP just whiffing with that jab. Whips Dion in the corner, actually, does DDP. And now DDP, psyching out Lashley, just nailing him with that punch to the face, knocking him down. Now just slamming his head against the ring. What the freak? Dion just running across the ring and missing whatever he tried to go for there. And now DDP with a headlock on Lashley. Elbow to the face of DDP by Lashley. And now Lashley with a headlock on DDP, who just trips him up. And now Lashley just had poked to the eyes of the DDP. Now Dion tried to go something, but Lashley reversed it into a shot to the back of Dion there. And here comes entry number 4, in this Elimination Chamber match. Spinebuster by Lashley there. Sorry, I thought he was going for like a sit-out powerbomb. Here comes DJ, the John Cena ripoff. And chop block by Dion there to Lashley. And now Dion just getting some jabs in on Dion, but he blocks that one. And now armbar on DJ by Dion there. While DDP has Lashley up for a gut buster and a body slam of power slam by Dion there to DJ. And now DDP with a headlock takeover to Lashley, and DJ getting whipped in the ropes by Dion, but I don't know what the hell that was about. And Dion blocking that punch from DJ there. And just Lashley just wailing away at DDP with the punches, and Dion just swinging wildly with that clothesline. Shoulder tackle by DDP. Going for a cover on Lashley's DDP, while DJ has Dion in the armbar and only a 1 count there. Drop toe hold by DJ, by the way, to Dion. And an elbow to the back of Dion there. Atomic drop by DDP to Lashley, and just repeated jabs in the clothesline right there. DDP. And another gut buster by DDP, and here comes Carnage. Carnage, a former hardcore champion. DDP's going for a cover on Lashley and kicked out again. Belly to back suplex by DJ. Kicked in midsection DDP by Lashley. Roll up by DDP. Chop block by Carnage to DJ, and only a 1 count there on that pin attempt. And now Carnage over top between DDP and Lashley. Now an armbar by DDP. Carnage missing that boot to the face of DJ there. A shoulder tackle by Lashley to DDP. And there's so much going on there. An arm drag by DJ there, Carnage. Now everybody's just fighting in the corner. It's just madness going on right now. Just everybody all fighting at once. Suplex by Dion to Carnage. And here comes entrant number 6, which is obviously Eli Manning. And Lashley with a suplex to DDP. And a double suplex to Carnage by Dion and DJ. And Lashley just putting boots to DDP there. And all 6 participants are in the match. And surprisingly, nobody's been eliminated yet. Surprisingly. Suplex by Dion and shoulder tackle by, not Dion, DJ. And shoulder tackle by Lashley to DDP, while Dion is just beating the crap out of Eli Manning. Eli Manning with a kick to the midsection, Dion there. DDT by Eli to Dion after he tried to go for like a spine buster or something. Suplex by DDP to Lashley, and same DJ to Carnage. Eli was delivering elbows to Dion. And DDP with only getting a 2 count that cover on Lashley. And a kick to midsection of Lashley. And DDP running the ropes. Running drop kick to the head of Lashley there. Clothesline by Carnage, and Dion with the Dion freaking bomb to Eli, and DDP only getting a 2 count on Lashley. Near the midsection of Lashley there, and Dion going for a cover on Eli, and DDP nailing his version of the Styles Clash, and Carnage just slamming down DJ there, and DDP going for a cover on Lashley, but that got broken up apparently inadvertently by Dion. Diamond Cutter by DDP. And Dion go for cover on Eli. Only a 1 count on Eli. And now DDP try to pin Lashley. 2. And Bobby Lashley's been eliminated from this match. And Lashley's the first one eliminated from this match. And Carnage with a German suplex to freaking DJ there. Close on Eli Manning by DDP. And Dion with a headlock on Eli Manning, who slips out of it. An armbar by DJ on DDP. Arm drag by DJ and DDP. And Dion and Eli Manning double teaming Carnage. And Eli Manning interrupting whenever DJ tried to go for the DDP. And running power slam by Dion to Carnage there. And Manning, whatever the freak kind of punch that was, to DJ. And now Eli Manning is up on DJ's shoulders with the attitude adjustment by DJ. And I don't know why DJ didn't just try to go for a pin on Eli, but whatever, I guess. And now Dion has DDP up, but DDP reversed it into a DDT. A DDT by DDP, freaking bars. And now Carnage and Eli Manning ganging up on DJ in the corner. And Carnage setting DJ in the corner, top turnbuckle. Running drop kick by Dion, and I don't know what the hell that was that Carnage just did, but it was kind of awesome. Now DDP trying to set up with something here. And DJ whipping Carnage into a shoulder tackle or clothesline, 1 or 2. And Manning just inadvertently getting knocked down by DDP there. And DJ trying to make Carnage tap out with a submission. And DDP gets whipped in the corner by Dion. And Eli with the field goal kick to DDP. And Dion trying to go for cover, taking advantage. 1, 2. And DDP's been eliminated from the match by Dion with an assist from Eli Manning. And now Dion trying to go for a full Nelson on DJ. While Eli Manning's trying to pin Carnage. And both of these things are going on at once. The ref can't make a decision who to go for. And Dion breaks to freaking full Nelson. Eli Manning only gets a 1 count. Shoulder tackle by DJ. And another one. And this weird John Cena powerbomb, or whatever the hell it is. And Carnage with a knee and a clothesline there to Manning the corner. And DJ comes for cover. 1, 2. And Dion's been eliminated by DJ. And Carnage only got a 2 count on the pin on Manning. One of these 3 guys is going to be the new U.S. champion in New Gen. And now Eli trying to go for a pin on Carnage. And only 1 count. Or, I don't know. Now DJ and Eli Manning ganging up on Carnage, which I'm not surprised. Double suplex to Carnage there by both of them. A low blow by Carnage. What a dick move there, dude. German suplex to Eli Manning by Carnage. Carnage is not the time to be taunting, bro. And now DJ making him pay for it with the freaking attitude adjustment to Carnage by DJ. Gun for cover is DJ. 1, 2, And Carnage has been eliminated. And now DJ with a clothesline to Eli Manning. One of these two is going to be the new Gen US champion. And Manning with a clothesline knocking down DJ. And another one. Off the ropes is Manning. Heel kick by Eli Manning. And Manning go for cover. 1, 2. And Eli Manning is the new Gen US champion. Because, of course, he is the last person to come in this match. And, of course, he had advantage over everybody else as he was fresh. Freaking Christ. Eli Manning is now the US champion in New Gen. That's just freaking fantastic. And the Sports Authority is once again holding a title. The up and down career of Eli Manning, man. But a huge win for Eli Manning there. He won going through this entire freaking Elimination Chamber match. And Manning is the new US champion. Lord help us. Freaking with Eli Manning is US champion. 1 second. And the next match is a women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Let's just say the 6 women that are in that match, all of them really want to win that opportunity to be able to cash in anytime. And I do not blame them. On either Dawn or Sonya, whoever wins that women's title match later on in the week. And this is the 6-woman Money in the Bank ladder match, and the first one to come out is freaking Storm. And we haven't seen Storm in a while, and this is probably the biggest opportunity Storm has ever had in like a while, and ever. If she managed to pull down that briefcase, she could cash in on either Dawn or Sonya, whoever wins the undisputed women's title match later on in the week, anytime she wants. And that goes for any of these 6 women that are in this match, whichever one wins the match. They could do it anytime they want. Be it, as long as it's in the ring. It's not like a 24/7 title or the hardcore title in other places, where you can just pin somebody somewhere and win it. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that we don't do the 24/7 rules with our hardcore titles here, because then that would just be way too much to keep track of. But either way, here comes Maya. She's probably one of the more popular superstars on this roster, and she's also going to be on Rumble, which we just posted that first episode of the show on there on that channel, not that long ago actually, and also a pair of matches, one of which I know Maya's going to be participating in. Not one of the matches that was uploaded recently. She's going to be in one of the women's 3-way matches to qualify for the 4-way match. It's going to determine the first Rumble Women's Champion. And honestly, Maya has just as much of a chance of winning that match as she does as this. And here comes Silk Spectre, who's a freaking legend in this business. If I remember correctly, I don't think she really ever did anything in the Mag Nation, but she was one of the more popular women, and she was one of the first ones to challenge for the main title and everything. And now she's here, and she's trying to win an opportunity, potentially be the women's champion anytime she feels like cashing it in. She could pull a Rollins and do it mid-match if she wanted to, but I don't know if 2K14 would allow that to happen. Probably not. If this was 2K24, maybe. Either way, that was a 4th wall break, by the way. Honestly, out of the 6 women in this match, if I was to pick anybody, Zelda probably, because she has the most momentum. And she already has, her and her friends and the Nintendo gals already have opportunities for titles at freaking next Super Show that have been taking place sometime after the Final Hunt. Probably later on in the month. Or sometime in July. Don't know. Here comes a former New Gen Women's Champion, Urza Scarlet, who's glad that she doesn't have to deal with freaking Juliet Sterling's bullshit anymore. We haven't heard from Juliet in a while. I know she wanted to take some time off after she got her ass handed to her by Urza, but I don't know. Take as long as you need, Juliet. Freaking, if you are a major pain in the ass and annoyance this roster, and just glad that you're finally gone. Also, Urza is also going to be competing on Rumble too, and she's going to be in one of those women triple threat matches to determine the first Rumble Women's Champion. So Urza could be holding 2 belts soon, possibly, if she wins this opportunity and then she cashes it in and wins that. But you know, either way, Urza probably one of the people I would have to say has a pretty good chance of winning this match. Like I said, Zelda has the most momentum going into this because she's the only one that actually has a win so far. And a huge win because her and her buddies beat the women's tag champions and Black Canary in that 6-woman tag match not that long ago. Like I said, Zelda probably has the biggest chance of winning this match. She has the most momentum, so who the hell knows? Lord knows if freaking Zelda manages to win this Money in the Bank match and then cash in and become the champion, my buddy freaking Joe would freaking be happy as heck. Shout out to Skull Hunter Podcast, by the way. And here comes the next entrant in this match. Freaking Mystique, who we also haven't seen in quite a while. I can't even remember the last time we even seen Mystique. I think she had like a match a while back, but freaking, I don't know. I can't remember. But now she has an opportunity to give it a shot at the world title anytime she chooses if she wins. And Lord knows Mystique really needs this win because that would be huge for her career. Because she ain't done diddly in her entire career here. I think she's won like a couple times, but I can't remember exactly. But either way. I wish you luck trying to win this match, Mystique. That's all I'm going to say. And speaking of Zelda, here comes the final entrant in the 6-woman ladder match. And the one that has the most momentum going into this match. And I think Peach and Samus are going to be challenging for the women's tag titles. Whoever wins those bouts at the next Super Show will be taking place sometime after this. And I think Zelda's going to be challenging whoever wins the women's internet title match. But I'm not sure. I have to check my notes and everything. But that would be huge for Zelda if she does end up challenging winning the women's internet title. And she also has this Money in the Bank opportunity in her pocket. That would be freaking epic for her. That'd probably be the biggest moment in her career. Probably. And let's get this ladder match underway. And Urza immediately with a drop kick to the back of freaking Zelda. Maya with a drop kick to Spectre. And Storm and Mystique, unsurprisingly, going at it because, X-Men. And Urza just dumping Zelda on the back of her head. Neckbreaker by Storm and Mystique. And Silk Spectre with a drop toe hold to Maya. And Storm, what in the Lord's name are you doing? She just was randomly just climbing up the ladder outside the ring. She's like pulling an R-Truth or some crap. Suplex by Mystique to Maya. Well, Storm and Silk Spectre are going at it. Now Urza has a ladder. And now she's chasing Mystique with it. Why would you set the ladder up outside the ring, Urza? And Storm has the right idea. She's just tossing the ladder in the ring. Why are you setting that next to my freaking table? And Mystique just nailing Urza in the face with the steel steps. Thanks a lot, Mystique. And Storm going for the briefcase. Yeah, a little bit short there, Storm. And Mystique's up there, and she's just beating the crap out of Storm. And slams their face first against the top ladder. And somebody just got knocked in the ladder, sending Storm and Mystique crashing into the ring. And now Urza has a ladder again. And now Mystique is just wandering on the ring while Urza is just chasing him. Silk Spectre just swinging wildly with the ladder at Storm. And Mystique and Storm going out again while Urza is just doing whatever Urza feels like, I guess, with the ladder there. And Silk Spectre is just watching while she has a ladder. And Urza stealing the ladder from Silk Spectre and setting it up in the middle of the ring, which is perfect position. And Urza going for the briefcase. And now Urza has it. And Silk Spectre cuts her off with that shot to the lower back. And a powerbomb to freaking Urza by Silk Spectre. And Zelda's just getting a jog in around the ring. I don't know what the heck she's doing right now. And now Silk Spectre on the outside of the ring. Urza tried to go after Maya, but she dodged it. And Storm is still just beating the crap out of freaking Mystique for reasons. And now Silk Spectre has a ladder. She just almost cracked Urza in the face with it. Suplex on the ladder to Maya by Zelda. Jesus. And Urza tripping on the steel steps. which I'm not surprised at because she's wearing Crocs. Or flip-flops, I don't know. And Silk Spectre's going for the briefcase! And Zelda manages to cut her off. And Zelda with a powerbomb to Silk Spectre from the ladder and almost on the steel steps. Elbow drop by Urza to Silk Spectre. Now Maya has the ladder. And Silk Spectre blocked the kick there. Storm the clothesline, getting clotheslined by Mystique. And Maya has the briefcase! But Silk Spectre knocks her off the ladder and sends her crashing down in the ring. Almost everybody's had a chance to reach for the briefcase. And now Silk Spectre just getting cracked in the back of the head by Urza of the steel steps. And now Maya and Urza just staring each other down. A collar and tie between them. And now Zelda has a ladder. And Mystique getting hit in the back of the head with the ladder. And Maya nailing the phase lock cutter. The freaking Urza. And Maya has a briefcase again. And Zelda cuts her off. Chop block by Mystique to Zelda. And now Maya has the ladder again. And she shuts it back up. Mystique, why are you tearing apart my announce table? And now Maya trying to go for the briefcase again. And Urza pulls her down from the ladder, thankfully. And now Zelda's on my table for reasons. And now Mystique's on my table, because Zelda and Mystique are just fighting on the outside of the ring now. While Storm, Silk Spectre, and Urza and Maya are going at it. Freaking loot is pressed to Urza by Maya. And Zelda just got put through my table. While Silk Spectre just nailed a springboard by this freaking Storm. And Maya just setting up the ladder in the wrong spot, Maya. And now Urza's just wandering around, running around the ringside area, where Maya still cannot set up the ladder properly. And Silk Spectre, the brain buster, or whatever the hell that was. And now Maya stealing the ladder from Urza. And just, now Silk Spectre has the ladder, and Urza whiffing that shoulder tackle. And now Silk Spectre setting up the ladder. And now Silk Spectre going to the top. And now Silk Spectre's reaching for the briefcase. And she got cut off, and she got knocked down off the ladder by Storm. And now Storm's going to the outside of the ring. And now Storm's grabbing the ladder. Urza sets Maya on the middle rope. And now Silk Spectre trying to go up for the briefcase again. And now Silk Spectre's the briefcase again. And Urza just yanks her right back down. Shoulder tackle by Silk Spectre to Urza. And Zelda kneeling whatever the hell that was to Maya. And Storm's just watching this whole thing. DDT by Storm to Zelda, and Silk Spectre just nailing Maya with a dropkick who just no-sells it. Springbar by Mystique, but she missed. And now Maya has the steel steps while Silk Spectre is just nailed her. And Storm is just taunting, while she's just beating the crap out of Zelda for reasons. And Urza with repeated kicks to the head of freaking Mystique there. Codebreaker! A freaking Storm by Zelda. And Maya with a suplex to Silk Spectre freaking on the steel steps and against the ring. And Mystique getting thrown to a ladder there. And Storm's dead in the ring, I guess. I don't know. Elbow drop to the leg of Storm by Zelda. That broke her up, I guess. And this is just a freaking fight going on all around the ring. Got Storm and Zelda going at it. Urza has a ladder, and she's just missing Mystique there. And Urza setting up the ladder. Now Mystique has a chair. And Urza's trying to reach for the briefcase, but Mystique cuts her off. And Silk Spectre just nailing Maya in the face with the other ladder. And now Zelda's setting up the ladder. Springboard by Mystique. And Zelda, she's reaching for the briefcase. And Zelda almost had it. Now she's dangling by the briefcase. And Storm just nailing her with an electric chair drop there. DDT by Mystique to Urza. And now Mystique elbow drop to Urza from the top turnbuckle. And Maya is running away from Silk Spectre. Ends again by Silk Spectre to Maya though. And just a kick there by Mystique to Urza. And now Zelda is setting up the ladder again. And now Zelda going up to the top. And now Zelda has the briefcase again. And Mystique cuts her off. And Zelda kicked Mystique away. And Zelda wins some money in the bank. Holy freaking Jesus Christ almighty on a stick. Freaking Zelda now has an opportunity to cash in anytime she fucking wants. Become the women's champion. Possibly. And my buddy Joe is going to be freaking losing his fucking mind when he sees this. And that ladder is glitching out. What the fuck? Freaking, but Zelda has the money in the bank. And Lord help us when she decides to cash that in. Lord almighty. Freaking, but this match was just insanity, to say the least. And a huge win. And Zelda just continues that roll of momentum she's had. And the next match is the freaking tag team title match between the Roadhouse Soldiers and the Shield. Jesus Christ. And somebody fix my goddamn announce table. And this is the New Gen Tag Team title match with the Roadhouse Soldiers, who have held these belts for over a year now, I believe. About a year. Are being challenged by the Shield of Roman Reigns, who I will never acknowledge as my tribal chief, by the way, and Seth fucking Rollins. This is going to be interesting because the Roadhouse Soldiers have run roughshod of the tag division in this company since they showed up after beating the Rednecks FTW for these belts. And freaking the Shield are hoping to bring an end to that tag team title reign, which is at over 300 days, by the way. And honestly, after watching the Shield and their run of dominance back in the day, they have a pretty good chance of beating the Roadhouse Soldiers. But who knows? And here comes Roman Reigns making his way to the ring through the crowd like he used to do all those years ago. And so is Seth Rollins. And no Dean Ambrose, unsurprisingly. He's too busy freaking doing deathmatch shit in AEW, which I'm not trying to sound like I'm shitting on AEW. I still love that company and everything, but freaking, some of that shit gets ridiculous after a while. Kind of like what a lot of people are saying on the internet about his title reign right now, but, and the Death Riders, but, either way, it's relatives. Honestly, and I don't know who to root for between these two teams, because I like both of them. I just hate freaking what they're doing with Seth Rollins these days, kind of. And Roman Reigns' new gimmick, I honestly could care less about at this point. It's freaking tired and old at this point. And there's the belts that the two teams are fighting over. One of the most prestigious tag titles in the company. And let's get this tag title match underway. Rollins immediately with a drop kick to ATG. And Tommy just breaking up whenever he tried to go for there. And ATG raking the eyes of Rollins in the face there. And Rollins with a kick to the midsection of the big guy. And calling up a tire between the two of them. Go behind by ATG on Rollins. And hits him up. And slams him down on his knee. And considering Rollins has a bad leg history, probably not a good idea to let your knee get banged up like that. And Rollins getting whipped into a belly-to-back suplex by the big man. Now ATG with a headlock on Rollins. Drop toe hold ATG by Rollins. A headlock by Rollins. And a chin breaker to ATG. Shoulder tackle by the big guy in Rollins. And a shot to the back of Rollins by ATG. And now ATG with a suplex to Rollins. And now ATG whipping Rollins into the ropes. Spinebuster by ATG to Rollins. Elbow drop as well to the chest of Rollins, even with the tactical gear on. And Rollins is shoving him off. And a neck breaker to ATG by Rollins. Rollins runs over and tags in Roman Reigns. Kick the midsection of ATG by Roman. And ATG with a pair of punches there. And there's another kick to the midsection, and there's more punches, and ATG is shoving Roman off. ATG a headlock on Roman. Elbow to the face of Roman there by ATG. And whips him into the corner. And Tommy tried to get a shot in there, but... And now Roman on the offensive. Roman with an armbar on ATG. And ATG reverses it into a shoulder tackle. Elbow drop by ATG to Roman. And another one. And ATG picking up Roman. Forearm in the face of ATG by Roman there. And just slamming his head against the ring. And ATG blocking that dropkick attempt by Roman there. And now Tommy's been tagged back and tagged into the match. And Roman blocked a punch from Tommy in a headlock. And Roman just punching Tommy down there. Now Roman whipping Tommy into the ropes. Into the atomic drop. Or into the Samoan drop, sorry, that's my bad. Con up a tap between the two. Sean McCarty's going to be happy about that. Shout out to CIW. Headlock by Tommy. And a clothesline by Tommy knocking down Roman. STO by Roman there to Tommy. And now Tommy with a headlock at Roman. And elbow to the face of Roman there. With the kick. And now Roman with a go behind. And now Tommy, the first bit of Roman trying to go for there. Into a belly to back suplex. Tommy just beating the crap out of Roman with those punches to the head. And now Tommy with a DDT to Roman, just spiking him in the ring. And now Tommy picking Roman back up. And now Tommy with a freaking powerbomb to Roman. He might be shorter than Roman, but Tommy is a tough son of a bitch. I'll give him that. Just a punch at Roman there. And Roman whipping Tommy into the corner. And tags in Rollins. Rollins with a kick to the midsection of Tommy while Roman was holding him in the corner. And now they just completely focused on the wrong person, guys. And Rollins with a sunset flip powerbomb to ATG. And Tommy with a suplex to Roman from the turnbuckle there. And now ATG whipping Rollins into steel steps while Tommy goes to the outside. Since Tommy's still the legal person. And now ATG sending Rollins back in the ring. Elbow to the head of Rollins there by Tommy. And now Tommy's back in the ring. And Rollins just knocking down ATG off the apron. Now Tommy bringing Rollins over to the ropes. And Rollins just dumping Tommy almost to the outside of the ring. And just knocking him off the apron. And now Rollins is just taunting the hell out of freaking ATG there. And Tommy just sending Rollins back in the ring. An elbow to the head of Rollins there by Tommy. Now Tommy's back in the ring with Rollins. And go behind by Tommy. And now Tommy with the repeated punch to the head of Rollins. And the wind-up punch. And just sends him flying across the ring. Sort of. And now Tommy going for cover on Rollins. One. And Roman broke it up. And now Roman and Rollins just ganging up on Tommy there. A headlock by Rollins on Tommy, and another headlock, and just sweeps the leg, knocking him down. And Rollins with the backbreaker into the neckbreaker. Rollins, you're going to do something, you're just going to stand there. Kick the midsection of Tommy by Rollins, and who just whips him in the ropes. Back body drop to Rollins by Tommy. Going for a cover is Tommy. One, and Roman broke it up again. And now Tommy with a pair of punches to Rollins, and Roman just sending Tommy in the corner. And now Rollins sending Tommy in the top turnbuckle. Oh god. And now Rollins with a freaking stunner Tommy from the top turnbuckle. And now Rollins whipping Tommy in the corner again. And Tommy setting Rollins in the corner and a kick to the midsection. And Tommy running into the ropes. And Tommy tags in the big guy. And Rollins is like, nope, not fucking with him again. And Rollins smartly tagging Roman Reigns. Jumping clothesline by Roman and ATG. Going for cover is Roman. Only one count off of that clothesline. Spear by Roman and ATG. And Rollins takes out Tommy. Roman go for the pin. 1, 2, and ATG kicks out. The Shield almost won the tag titles off that spear by Roman. And a headbutt to ATG by Roman there. And Roman just slamming ATG's knee against the ring. An elbow drop by Roman Reigns to ATG. And a headlock by ATG. And ATG trying to make his comeback, and a clothesline knocking down Roman. Whips him in the corner. Watch out, ref. Running splash by ATG. And off the ropes. Crossbody by freaking ATG there to Roman. Going for cover. It's ATG. 1, 2, and Rollins breaks it up. And Roman blocking the kick there. Belly to back suplex by Roman and ATG. And ATG shoves him off. And now Rollins wants a hot tag. I guess he does want to fuck with freaking ATG. And he immediately fucked it up, unsurprisingly. And ATG off the ropes. And ATG tags in Tommy. And now Rollins with a neck breaker to Tommy. The elbow drop to Tommy as well. Shooting star press by Rollins. Remember when Rollins used to be able to do that in real life? Springboard by Rollins, which he nailed. And now Rollins just a punch to Tommy. And Tommy with a roll up. 1, 2, and the Roadhouse Soldiers retain off the roll up. Tommy caught Rollins there. Freaking holy crap. And the Roadhouse Soldiers win once again with Tommy pulling out that freaking notorious roll up that he likes to use. And the Shield almost had the tag titles, but Rollins got cocky and he got caught. And unsurprisingly, the Roadhouse Soldiers and their long reign continues. Just freaking insane, man. And it sucks for the Shield. But Roadhouse Soldiers, I guess, proving their superiority even over the Shield. And that sends a message to us at Tag Division. Probably. The Roadhouse Soldiers are not ones to be fucked with. And if anybody wants to try and take these belts off these guys, they're going to have to try a lot harder than what the Shield just did. That's for sure. And then the next match is another tag team match where Doomfist and Austin Hale are taking on Shaw Hale and Shaw's mystery partner. I don't know who it is, but freaking Shaw's freaking confident in his new partner. So it's gonna be crazy. And here comes freaking Talon of Doomfist and his newest goon, freaking Austin Hale. And I'm pretty sure Doomfist is probably pissed with Carnage for losing that match earlier in the show. But who the hell knows? Freaking. And now Austin only got recruited into Talon because Doomfist, I guess, wanted to have him part of the group. And Austin's been having this ongoing issue with his brother Shaw over because the whole thing as a tag team wasn't working out for them. And now Shaw challenged these two to a tag team match. And now we have to wait and see who Shaw's new tag team partner is that he's been keeping hidden from everybody for a while now. And I don't know who the hell it is, but Shaw's been confident about his chances of winning with his new tag team partner. And freaking, if this guy is as good as Shaw says he is, and if is as tough as he is, like Shaw's been saying all freaking for the past few days, since everybody showed up to the arena for the show, and I don't know, honestly, but like I said, I have no idea who it even is. All I know is that it's just somebody that Shaw freaking got in touch with, and Shaw freaking brought him here, and we're going to be meeting this mystery tag team partner of Shaw's very shortly. I like how Shaw is still doing this entrance that he's been doing, even though him and Austin aren't even a tag team anymore, but he still does this entrance. Either way. And here comes freaking Shaw's mystery partner. We're about to find out who that is. Oh fucking shit. What the fuck is he doing here? King! Freaking, oh my god, yeah, Austin Doomfist, you're dead. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say is, you're fucking dead. You guys are dead. Everybody in this Freaking Arena's possibly going to be dead by the time this dude's done. Freaking Shaw, why the fuck did you bring this motherfucker here? Like, I know who this is, but freaking, I'm not going into details about this motherfucker. This dude is just somebody you don't want to piss off. That's all I'm going to say. You don't want to piss this motherfucker off. You thought Jack 6 was bad? This motherfucker, they're going to rip Jack 6 apart when you piss him off. Jesus Christ, Shaw. And let's get this tag match underway. And Shaw immediately with a forearm in the head of freaking Doomfist. And I cannot believe who Shaw's tag team partner is. Like, of all people, you bring him here? And Doomfist with a poke to the eyes of freaking Shaw. And now Doomfist, well, he tried to go for something, but Shaw reversed it into a belly-to-back suplex to Doomfist. A drop kick by Shaw, but he gets blocked by Doomfist there. And now Colin have a tie-up between the two. And now Shaw with a go behind on Doomfist and a suplex. And now Shaw just wailing away at Doomfist and still tried to go for that drop kick and it got blocked again. And now Doomfist with a go behind on Shaw. And Shaw getting whipped into a shoulder tackle by Doomfist there. Now Doomfist with an armbar on Shaw. And a shot to the arm of Shaw there. And a kick to the midsection by Doomfist. And Doomfist whipping Shaw into the ropes. Back body drop by Doomfist to Shaw. And now Doomfist is just beating the crap out of him. And now Shaw with a freaking dragon screw to Doomfist there. Now he runs over. And Shaw tags in King cut. And King immediately with a drop kick to Doomfist. And he just whips up Doomfist in the ropes. Arm drag by King to Doomfist there. And Doomfist with a kick to the midsection of King and a go behind. And King reverses it into a belly-to-back suplex. And now picking up Doomfist is King Cup and a go behind by him as well. Suplex by King to Doomfist there, just dropping him on his head. Front flip, leg drop there by King, but he missed. Arm drag again by King there to Doomfist. It just shoves him off. And King just repeated punches and a drop kick again to Doomfist there. Kick to midsection of Doomfist by King. And a running drop kick as well. And now King dragging freaking Doomfist from the corner. Going for covers King. And not even a 1 count. Calling up a tie between the two. Now an armbar by King on Doomfist. And just punches him down. Springboard by King. And he missed. Good job. And now Austin's been tagged in. And now King with a pair of punches, but Austin blocks that. And armbar. And King with a knee to the midsection of Austin. And a kick to the midsection as well. Go behind on Austin into a headlock. And just trips him up. Just barely got him with that elbow drop. And another drop kick by King there. And now King with a headlock. And a headlock takeover on Austin. And another headlock by King there. And a chin breaker to Austin by King cut. Freaking just more punches by King there. And Austin blocking that one into an armbar. An arm drag to King there by Austin. And Austin with a suplex to King. And an elbow drop to the back of the head. And Austin, you might want to be careful because shit like that pisses him off. And he just blocks the drop kick. And that's also going to piss him off even more. And you don't want to piss him off because when he gets pissed at a certain point, he's going to go full freaking murder mode and everybody in the arena is going to be dead. And a headlock by King there. Arm drag by King. And now King whipping Austin into the corner. And tags in Shaw. And off the ropes is Austin. Drop toe hold and Magnation elbow. Take a shot. And now Shaw just going at it with Doomfist, who just punched him in the head there. And Austin just took out King, knocking him off the apron. And now Austin's back in the ring. And now the brothers are in the ring. And Shaw is just distracted trying to go after Doomfist. And now they're focused on each other. And now Shaw with a headlock on his brother. Whips him in the corner. And Shaw with just a chop to the chest of his brother Austin. after just pointing at him and telling him off. Knee to the back of the head of Austin there. And Austin whipping Shaw in the ropes. Arm drag to Shaw there. And now Austin just slamming Shaw's head against the ring. Shaw just punching him off there. Now Austin getting whipped in the corner by Shaw. Oh God, what is Shaw going for here? And now Shaw with the freaking running boot to the head of Austin there in the corner. And now just punching the back of his head and slamming him face first in the ring. Shaw, now it's not the time to be taunting. And the leg lariat by Shaw to Austin. And now Shaw dragging Austin from ropes. Going for cover, Shaw. One, and Doomfist broke it up. Chop to the chest of Austin. Just more punches there by Austin. Shaw to Austin. And just slams him down to Shaw. And now Austin tags in Doomfist. And Shaw tags in King. Springboard by King, which Doomfist just deflected. And Doomfist is slamming King's leg against the ring. Neckbreaker by King there to Doomfist. And King with another springboard, but he missed. And now Doomfist is back up. And now he picks up King. And whips him in the corner. And now Doomfist with a clothesline and another one to King, knocking him down. And Doomfist whipping King in the corner. Running splash. And Doomfist off the ropes. And the spear into a crossbody. Now King is back up and he's pissed and calling up a tie between the two of them. And Doomfist with headlock on King. Spine buster by Doomfist to King. Gumbo cover is Doomfist. One, and Shaw broke it up with an elbow drop. And now Doomfist going for the freaking Talon Bomb. And he nails it. Gumbo covers Doomfist. One, two, and Doomfist gets the win off the Talon Bomb to King. On King. And freaking Talon getting the win over Shaw and King, which freaking sucks. But freaking Christ. Now I'm going to have to hear freaking Talon and making, especially Doomfist, mocking freaking Shaw and King there. I don't know where the miscommunication was between Shaw and King, but Talon scoring the win. And freaking... Now we're on to our main event, which is the freaking world title match between Sephiroth and Marilyn fucking Manson. And Josh again is probably going to be happy as shit if Manson wins. And honestly, I would be too. Also, I'm getting reports something's going on in the backstage area. Somebody get a freaking camera on that freaking quick, please. That would be appreciated. What the hell? Bret Hart is assaulting my freaking twin in the backstage area. I still never understand what the heck Bret Hart's beef with freaking my twin is. Like, freaking, he assaulted him after he started off the show in freaking the first ever episode of LWW Rumble earlier in the week. Last week at the time of recording this. And freaking now, he's assaulting my twin. After freaking my twin just won probably one of the biggest matches of his freaking career. And I was just slamming against that roadie box. Just like, I don't understand what the heck Bret Hart's beef is with my freaking twin. I just don't get it. What the heck is going on? And why Bret Hart's even here in the first place. And my twin is fighting back from Bret Hart's assault. Bret Hart just fucking punching my twin in the head there. And my twin just sending Bret Hart flying across the freaking hallway. Can we please get some freaking security back here, please? I really don't want to see freaking anything happen to either one of these guys. And my twin knocking Bret Hart the door and just slams that door right in the face of Bret Hart. And sending Bret flying across the freaking hallway. And now Bret just kicked the midsection of my twin and an uppercut. And my twin's still fighting back against Bret Hart, and they're just trading punches, and Bret Hart nailing that drop kick of my twin there. Just And somebody please get some security and end security by Bret Hart. And we seriously need to get back to the ring for the next match. It's like, somebody please get some security on this shit and we can get this shit handled. That would be nice. DDT by my twin, by the way. And this is the main event of day 1 of Final Hunt 2. The New Gen World Title match between Sephiroth and freaking Maryland Manson. Lord knows when Josh sees this match, he's going to be cheering his lungs and screaming his lungs out for Manson to win this. And I do not blame him. Because this is probably the biggest opportunity Manson will ever get in his career. To finally prove himself after freaking really not having done jack diddly in the entire time he's been here. And after losing like every birthday celebration match we've done so far for Josh. And here comes the current reigning and defending New Gen champion, Sephiroth, who is also teaming with My Oldest Man over on Rumble. And I believe that they won that match. I might be wrong. I have to check. When they move on to the tournament, they crown that show's tag team champions. Right now, Sephiroth isn't worried about that. He's worried about defending this championship, a belt that he won from Cassie and Cinders a year ago, and has been defending it ever since. And he's hoping to continue that reign after tonight. And in order to continue that reign, he has to beat a guy that's been determined to prove to the rest of the nobodies and to the entire New Gen roster that he is a world champion material. And concerning the shit that Marilyn Manson has to deal with in real life, this will probably be the biggest accomplishment in his life. Not including all the shit that he's done in the music industry. Well, either way, I'm torn who to root for. I like Sephiroth and rooting for him throughout this entire time he's been champion, somewhat. But at the same time, I really kind of want Manson to win this match, because that would be freaking dope. And we have to wait and see for that. And Marilyn Manson apparently was so, in his interview earlier on in the show, has said he's so confident in his ability that he's going to win this match that he's told Thorne and Karpathy to stay the fuck out of the match. So Manson must really be confident in himself. And speaking of Manson, here comes the challenger, Marilyn freaking Manson. Dude who makes some really badass music. I haven't heard a lot of his newer stuff, but I like some of his older shit. And I know Josh is a huge fan of his recent stuff. And he actually got to go to one of his concerts recently, lucky son of a bitch. Love you, Josh, by the way. I'm just freaking jealous that you got to go to a concert from Marilyn Manson, because that's freaking awesome. And now Manson is trying to win his first world championship, in his first title period. And finally get over the stigma of all the times he's lost since he first showed up. And honestly, if he's confident in his ability to win this match, then I'm confident he's going to win this thing. But I have to wait and see. I just know that I hope Manson is aware that Sephiroth ain't no pushover. And he's going to have a long, tough road ahead for him in this match to win this thing. And there's the challenger. Guy who's finally once and for all proved to the rest of the nobodies that he is worthy leader. And there's a champion himself with that freaking beautiful freaking belt. And Sephiroth has held that thing for over a year now. And he's hoping to continue that reign. But first he has to retain that title against freaking Manson. This match is going to be insane. And let's get this main event match underway. And Manson immediately with an armbar on Sephiroth. And just punches him down. And Manson already taunting and posing. And Manson already going for it. He's setting up with a nobody's pedigree. Going for cover is Manson. Only a 1 count. Sephiroth kicked out. Khan never tried for the 2. Sean's gonna be happy about that. And a headlock by Manson. Chopper and elbow to the face of Sephiroth there by Manson. And an armbar. Arm drag by Manson to Sephiroth. And now Manson whipping Sephiroth in the corner. Clothesline by Manson, knocking down Sephiroth. And a punch there by Manson to Sephiroth. Whips him to the outside. And now Manson with a suplex to Sephiroth back into the ring. And a shot to the lower back of Sephiroth there by Manson. And now Manson not taking any chances and quickly going for another nobody's pedigree. Now drags Sephiroth from the ropes in the corner. Going for cover is Manson again. 1, 2, and Sephiroth kicks out again. Kicking the section of Sephiroth by Manson and a pair punch. And now Sephiroth with a go behind on Manson into an armbar. And Sephiroth just punches him down. And now Sephiroth whipping Manson in the ropes. Back body drop to Manson by Sephiroth. And now Sephiroth with a Russian leg sweep to Marilyn Manson. And Manson going for a third wheel in nobody's pedigree already. And he nailed it. And Manson going for cover. 1, 2, and Sephiroth kicks out again. Kicked in midsection, and pair of punches there by Manson and Sephiroth into a headlock and armbar, and a chop to the chest of Sephiroth by Manson. And Manson with a kick to the leg of Sephiroth there. And Manson picking up Sephiroth. And Manson with a freaking pile driver to Sephiroth. Manson has just been all over Sephiroth since the bell rang. Sephiroth has gotten like no offense, and Manson's just beating the shit out of Sephiroth. What is with that camera shot? And the DDT by Marilyn Manson to Sephiroth, I think. And just more punches to the head of Sephiroth. And slam him face first into the ring. And now Sephiroth is pissed. Calling up a top from the 2 again. And Manson with a headlock at Sephiroth. And just a punch to the dome there. And Sephiroth tried to go for something, but Manson reversed it and whipped him in the corner. Sephiroth dodging the clothesline. DDT by Sephiroth to Manson. And Manson flips him over. Knee drop by Manson to Sephiroth. And just a stomp to the arm of Sephiroth by Manson. And Sephiroth just shows him off. Back body drop to Manson again by Sephiroth. Now Sephiroth with a headlock on Manson. Whips him in the corner. And Sephiroth with a reverse DDT into a neck breaker on his knee to Manson there. And Sephiroth will go behind a Manson. And Manson reversed it in a shot to the back of Sephiroth there. And a Manson with an armbar on Sephiroth. Whips him in the ropes. And face buster there to Sephiroth by Manson. Now Manson with a neck breaker to Sephiroth there. And Sephiroth just punches him off. Kicked in midsection, another punch there by Manson of Sephiroth. And Sephiroth reverses into a headlock. Backbreaker to Manson by Sephiroth. Russian leg sweep by Sephiroth as well to Manson. Clothesline by Manson to Sephiroth. And Manson with a stomp to the arm of Sephiroth there. And just another stomp to the arm of Sephiroth by Manson, trying to make sure he can't go for the one-winged angel. For the one-man band. And Sephiroth blocks that punch. And Sephiroth with a headlock on Manson, who just gets out of it and slams him face first into the ring. And now Manson tried to go for a camel clutch on Sephiroth. Make him humble! Make him tap! Ask him! And a rope break. Springboard by Manson, which he nailed. And now Manson tried to go for another camel clutch on Sephiroth. And another rope break. And Manson with another freaking neck breaker to freaking Sephiroth. And now Manson go for cover. 1, and Sephiroth kicks out. A headlock by Manson on Sephiroth. Spinebuster by Manson! And now Manson dragging Sephiroth from the ropes. Going for cover. 1, 2, and Marilyn Manson wins the New Gen title off the Spinebuster. And when Josh sees this, he's going to be screaming in the chat, probably. But freaking Marilyn Manson wins the New Gen title over Sephiroth. Jesus Christ almighty. And every Marilyn Manson fan is happy as shit now. And Manson finally wins the big one and proves himself to everybody once and for all. And now we have to look forward to a New Gen with Marilyn fucking Manson as its champion. If you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, all that stuff. I'll see you for day 2 tomorrow, the day after this one. And I'll see you for the rest of the freaking Final Hunt show freaking throughout the week. And more videos on Rumble will be probably uploaded in that time too. Peace! And freaking congrats to Manson on the huge win. That is freaking huge.